Hello everyone, and today we're talking about online anonymity and the dangers of thinking that no one is watching. Let's start with an easy question. What is anonymity? Well, the definition is a state of being unknown or unacknowledged. Another way of thinking of it would be doing something under an alias or a fake name, whether you're in person, whether you're online, that you think can't be traced. Like wearing a mask, like robbing a bank while wearing a mask. These are things that people usually do, thinking they're going to get away with it. But in the end, how many times have you heard stories of bank robbers really getting away with it? Let's talk about some common misconceptions. What a lot of you guys probably think versus the reality of the situation. There's a little example of something I found while I was doing research. It reads, just locked up another man for stolen goods after he bragged on Facebook he couldn't get caught. Wrong. That was from a police service. And it really comes down to exactly what I put over here in my first bullet point. What we think is private really isn't. Anything we post on social media, email, or any other digital format is not only likely, but will most definitely be seen by people you don't intend to see it. So if you're going to post something on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is, make sure it's appropriate, because you never know who's going to be reading it. And just because you send something to a friend or a relative or a loved one and they promise it's just going to be between the two of you, the likelihood is it won't. If they think it's funny or they think it's embarrassing enough, they're going to share it with people. Sure, you've heard stories of people sending inappropriate pictures to other people and them getting forwarded around the school or shared around with friends. That stuff really does happen. And you need to be careful what you do with your privacy, with your information. And like I said earlier, as you can see, it can be used against you in a criminal case. So if you brag about something on Facebook or Instagram that you did that you think you're going to get away with, and it makes it through the channels and the police find it, they're going to use it as evidence against you. So not only should you not be doing things that are illegal, but you definitely shouldn't be bragging about them on Facebook or Twitter. And I'm going to ask you this question, and I want you to think about it to yourselves. Would you really trust your most personal information with someone you don't know? Because when you post that stuff on Facebook, people you don't know are going to read it, and you really need to be careful about what you say and do. Now let's look at the flip side. Let's look at the people that you might affect by trying to be anonymous. Anonymity creates a space where people believe their actions have no consequences. Because it's not an immediate response, because it's not immediate feedback, a lot of times we say and do things over the internet that we would never say or do in front of the people that we're offending. And what we don't realize is that these actions do have real-world consequences, guys. And more people than you know are affected by it. Some people, myself included, are more on the sensitive side, and it can cause real problems. It can cause psychological damage, possibly worse. People when they're emotional don't think rationally, and if someone on the internet's pushing them to do something horrible, they might just do it. It's not worth it. It really isn't. We really have to think about what we say and do to people online. So what can you do about it? What can you do about this negative space that's created because of online anonymity? Well, first off, do what you would do in your regular life. Treat people with respect. Don't ever step over the line just because you think you're safe on the internet. Be smart about what you do and protect yourself. Don't open yourself up for unnecessary criticisms, for things that you know are going to upset you. Then be strong and stand up for yourself or other people that you know are going through something where someone's bullying them or somebody is threatening them online because they think they're going to get away with it. And never, ever be afraid to get help from a parent, a teacher, a counselor, and any adult that you know will help. Because trust me, guys, your safety is number one, and your peers' safety is number one to us. We're here, we look out for you, and if you know someone who's being tortured or being bullied online, your reputation isn't what's at stake. Someone else's safety is what can be at stake. So never be afraid to reach out for help. And finally, I found this quote, and I really like it. If we can get kids to be thoughtful about making decisions about what they post online, then we've done a good job as parents and as educators. And I really take that to heart. I try every day to make sure you guys are thinking about what you say and thinking about what you do. And online's no different. Just because it's online doesn't mean it's not just as important to be thoughtful about what you're doing. So I hope you really took something away from this, and I really hope that in the future, everyone in here is going to think about what they do online. Thank you.